And so I do think she kind of deserved the Oscar for that. But J-Law, Jennifer Lawrence, I thought could have possibly took it in Winter's Bone. It was almost like a first look at her kind of in a leading role like that. And it's just a different J-Law than how we know her now. Than it was before. I feel like we really got to know her in the Hunger Games, and it was just really good. And that's why I think like her name pops up in the Oscars from 2011 on. Like almost every year, she's in something that she's getting nominated for. But I think she did a good job, even though Natalie Portman's role is pretty good. So.
You guys can't see this because obviously this is more of an audio thing, but she kind of get the little head bobble where it's like, it was pretty good. It was kind of... This next one for me is kind of a little more of an interesting choice, but I have a very interesting reason behind it. It still continues on in 2014. I actually have a second one, and I selected Amy Adams for American Hustle. See, when I visualized Amy Adams before I saw this movie, I visualized her as, the good, clean-cut girl. She was always happy, always fun, spontaneous, just, innocent, everything like that. And, best case examples were Enchanted as well as the Muppets movie. Then I got to see her in this role, and my mind was just blown at how well she can do not only a role where she could be, sensual, seductive, cunning, smart, serious role. It just really surprised me at how well she did in this role there. And it definitely had a different perspective on how I viewed her as an actress. It's like, wow, she can do just about everything. And that's one of the things that I really loved about this movie was that she played a different role. It was kind of the polar opposite of what I've used to seeing her. I'm like, this could have gone one or two different ways, but honestly, she excelled at it. She did an amazing job, and I look forward to seeing, what else she has, but I don't know. Oh, wait, I think, isn't she? Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later, if she was nominated for an Oscar this year, but I thought that she did an amazing job in American Hustle, and it's like her and Jennifer Lawrence were basically the same thing. You think that, good, innocent, and then you watch this movie, and it's like, oh, wow, my view has just completely changed. My mind has been blown. Just amazing. Yeah, but who do you got next?
This is where I take the Oscar away from Jennifer Lawrence in 2013, even though I already just said that I loved the movie Silver Linings Playbook. Can't talk for a second. I do think she did an awesome job. I loved it. I think the character growth-wise, though, Bradley Cooper's character really kind of had a more growth in that than she did. So maybe that would be why I'm taking it away from her. But I think in the line of women that were nominated that year, Jessica Chastain from Zero Dark 30 was phenomenal. The movie in general was just awesome. If you've never seen Zero Dark 30, you should see it, just because it kind of really resonates with the times. I mean, it's about the SEALs.
No, not a Frozen.
Am I live again?
Yeah, you're good. You froze again.
Am I live?
We're good.
Okay. I feel like I have to spit it out as fast as I can. It's basically about the SEAL Team 6. Their goal to eliminate Osama bin Laden and, being successful at it, since we all know. I can't give a spoiler because everybody knows that Osama bin Laden was killed, shot in the head, by these Navy SEALs, which is intense, and it just shows kind of the backstory of it, and it seemed almost too soon. You're like, whoa, wasn't this movie, this just happened, and how do they already have a movie of it? But I think it was awesome. It was good to know. I don't know if I know it's based on true events, but I don't know if the character Jessica Chastain played in it was a woman who was actually in on this, but it was a really cool role to see this woman just go to town on these hardcore guys, telling them what to do, yelling at them, and they're all military style. She's just this girl, so strong, such a strong role. And I just loved it. I loved watching it. It was really interesting, and I think it's something that it's kind of cool for anyone to see just because we've all lived through the incidences and, 2001, 9/11, it took us a little while to get there to, kill the guy that we feel is most responsible. We felt like Osama bin Laden, or we as America, not we as me and you, but felt like Osama bin Laden was, the reason, and it was just cool to see it all come together. Like, whoa. It was just like a lot of emotion. So I loved it.
I'm just imagining that right now, where it's just like you and me, we're the only ones that thought Osama bin Laden did it. Everybody else thought it was Pauly Shore. Damn it. It's not Pauly Shore, damn it. Pauly Shore. All right, so again, we mentioned beforehand that this was a tough list for us to do, and that's why, unfortunately, I only have one more left. I only had 4 women for this one.
I only have one more, too.
Oh, really? All right. Well, 2016, Brie Larson in The Room. I gave it to J-Lo, oh, no, I can't say J-Lo because that's Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, J-Lo. Yeah, I just realized that now. Oopsie on my part. Jennifer Lawrence in the movie Joy. Again, goes back to what I said about Amy Adams. Just another one of those movies where you see this other side of Jennifer Lawrence. She definitely shows dedication. She shows that she is a hardworking person. And honestly, I've heard a lot about this movie that Jennifer Lawrence was the main reason why this movie was a success. I mean, she did get an Oscar nomination for actress of that year. And she did a phenomenal job. She definitely could be a little bit more of the fun-loving. She could be cunning. She could be smart. A little bit of how I described Christian Bale, but it's just one of those roles where it's like she was the only one that I could probably see pulling this off. So again, hopefully we get to see more wins for Jennifer Lawrence, but it's one of those things where it shoulda, woulda, coulda. It happened. It was a good movie. It had a good run, but the better movie won, and I'm willing to accept that, I guess.
Yeah, I loved. Did you see The Room?
Is it The Room? Oh, I didn't get a chance to see that, no.
Oh, man, that was a crazy movie. That's why Brie Larson did a phenomenal job. Even the little kid that, I don't know his name, but the little kid that was in there with her, whew, he deserved an Oscar. Well, I think he actually was in Best Supporting Role, because I remember seeing him at the Oscars being like, man, you're like 6 years old, and you're already nominated for an Oscar. Hate you. But no, that was a phenomenal movie, so it would have been hard for a movie about the person who created the mop to win. So I don't blame them for choosing Room over that. The actress in Room. But no. And I guess my last pick is up. So my last pick was, I think it was in 2015. I just kind of lost it. It went away. But 2015 was Reese Witherspoon in The Wild is who I thought should have won over Julianne Moore in Still Alice. Again, maybe Julianne Moore is she's a phenomenal actress and can do anything. Like, we see her in comedy, just like you were saying. She does comedy, she does lighthearted stuff, she does serious stuff, she does intense action. So it would probably be hard to give Reese Witherspoon the Oscar over her, but it was just a really different side of Reese that we got to see. I always think of her as the rom-com girl, or, the really happy-go-lucky person. And it's not that she wasn't happy in this at all. It was just, like, rough, gruff, no makeup, like, going in the wild, hiking around. I don't know. I just think she had to do a lot and pull off a lot for the role. So I could have seen her walking away with the Oscar. And that was our last pick. Boom.
Yeah, and I was giving you the thumbs up because it was 2015. I actually have Oscars.org set up here. So
I was like erasing, and I realized, oh no, it's still my turn. So I was like, I think it was 2015.
Yeah, but you're good. Your information was spot on. I don't think anybody's going to be. I think that's going to be the redeeming quality for the New York Eagle mix-up. So
yeah, whoops.
All right, so now we get to announce who the nominations are for actress in leading role, as well as supporting role. Do you happen to have the Oscars website on you right now?
Yep.
All right, well, since you are the actress of the show, why don't you name the nominations?
All right. Whoa. It just moved on me. Okay, so actresses in a leading role, the nominees are Isabelle Huppert for Elle. Ruth, oh gosh, I hate all these names. Negga, Negga.
I thought it was Niga.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I ain't touching that one. Natalie Portman and Jackie. Mm-hmm. Emma Stone in La La Land.
Shocker.
And what?
I said shocker.
And Meryl Streep in Florence Foster Jenkins. And then actress in a supporting role is Viola Davis, Naomi Harris. Viola Davis in Fences, Naomi Harris in Moonlight, Nicole Kidman in Lion, Octavia Spencer in Hidden Figures, and Michelle Williams in Manchester by the Sea.
Very nice. Yeah. Although, again, I said this before the show, I still think it's a grave injustice that the woman who played, Katherine Johnson, there we go, did not get a nomination for actress in a leading role, because I thought she did a phenomenal job in Hidden Figures, and she was one of the ones where, yes, it was about three women, but she was the one who, like, Viola Davis in The Help, she was the one that kind of more led the whole entire deal. And like I mentioned in my review about Hidden Figures, she kind of was the one that hit it home for me.
But Frozen.
Yeah, but we're good.
Do you mean the actress Taraji P. Henson?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about somebody else, but you meant the role was Katherine.
Was Katherine Johnson? Yeah.
Okay, I thought, I was like, I have no idea who that is. Like, I was like, who is Katherine Johnson? So Taraji Henson. Taraji.
I was about to say, weren't we just talking about this the other day, and you said you saw the movie? I'm thinking she should at least know who that is.
I have seen the movie, and I thought Taraji did really good. I didn't know an actress named that. That's why I was thinking of an actress.
No.
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But no, I definitely think Taraji, deserved at least, like, something. But she did a really good job. She's another name. All the women in that kind of were like women that have won Oscars or get nominated for Oscars. So I'm like, could be any of them.
Yeah. So that is for the Shoulda Woulda Coulda as far as actor and actresses. And this is one of those first times that I can honestly say, thank God, because this was one of the toughest lists that you mentioned that it was tough for you. It was honestly tough for me. I'm just like, I had a plan, but it kind of slipped through because I had so much going on with the Elite Ringside Network, so that didn't work out. But I at least got to see bits and pieces of some of the acting roles and get an idea of how they were kind of portrayed and how they kind of portrayed the characters. So at least it was like, okay, I got something to work off of. It's good. We're good. Right. So this is going to be very interesting because we're actually going to be ending the note, this show actually, with just a lot of major plugs. I'm going to go first with plugs for, of course, Elite Ringside Network, guys. Go check it out. We have a group page, and we also have a fan page that we just launched this past week. ER Network 24/7 on Facebook. Of course, as always, you can check me out on Twitter at NateEffingGreat. Shout out to our sponsors, of course, AJsBelts.com, ProWrestlingCrate.com, as well as SatchelPodcastPlayer.com. But I want to get those out of the way because my co-host has quite a bit of things going on the next couple weeks. Well, actually, this weekend, returning back to MightyCon in Milwaukee, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Wisconsin. It's a new venue for MightyCon Milwaukee at the Wisconsin State Fair Park, Milwaukee Mile, and it's called the Milwaukee Mile. I guess if you're from Milwaukee, you would know that, but I didn't. And it's from 10 to 4:30. So I hope to see you guys there. I'm excited. This is my first con of 2017, and of course, Deadger and the Dead Girls are all going to be there. So I hope people come out. been hearing good things about it, and I always love my Mighty Cons, so I'm hoping to see a lot of familiar faces and to get to see some new ones as well, meet new people,